Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm willing to bet after tonight, Philadelphia is not even going to be a town after this game. This was a phenomenal Super Bowl. Let me put that out there right here, right now. This was a damn good Super Bowl. But my God, these refs are some of the worst referees I have ever seen. Hockey, baseball, basketball, any other sport. These refs were terrible. I knew going into this game that there was going to be some trickery and some bullshittery going on, some tomfoolery going on with the refs. But oh boy, it was bad at that final play. That holding call, that pass interference call at the very end, that was bad. Now, you can look at it one way where he was like kind of hugging him, but you can also say that, they were calling it because earlier there was another defensive pass interference call that was not actually called when Juju Schuster literally got his arms held back, and the rest never called that there. They somehow called it at the very end of the game in the most crucial point of the game. My God. Great Super Bowl, terrible calls, and a very, very questionable ending. I would not blame the Philly fans for being pissed because, in all fairness, you can look at them being robbed. I can look at it both ways. In some ways, Philly got screwed, but they also kind of screwed themselves at some points too. This was a damn good Super Bowl, though. Besides the poor officiating and the really questionable calls, this was a great Super Bowl. I knew it was going to be good going in, and I did predict the Eagles to win, but they did not. The Chiefs pulled a victory. I wouldn't say out of their ass because they did play damn well. And there really wasn't a lot of defense going on in this game, so it was going to be one of those high-scoring games, which that's always fun. I always like seeing high-scoring games. But man, this Super Bowl is mainly going to be remembered for that ending. And it's kind of like in a situation where, like, let's say in a wrestling match, you put on a phenomenal, almost 5-star wrestling match, and then you have a complete dumb ending, and the ending's the only memorable thing about the match. It's literally a situation like this. I want to comment on the commercials and that halftime show. The commercials were ass. They have gotten progressively worse over the years. These commercials were terrible. Terrible commercials. I did not laugh, cry, or even cared about these commercials. These commercials were terrible. Oh my God, I cannot comprehend how bad these commercials were. These were some of the worst commercials ever. And then, it feels like they were stretching this damn thing out for time, it felt like. The first half went pretty damn good. It was a pretty damn good first half. There was almost no turnovers, basically. It was tight at the beginning. Then Philly started getting a bit of a lead. And I have a good friend of mine, Emily. She was kind of, let's say, having an anxiety attack because, she doesn't really know about football. And she's a Chiefs fan, obviously. And if you're listening to this, Emily, hi, how are you? So I said, it's early. You do not know what's going to happen because football can be predictable and it can be unpredictable. And, well, the ending was a spider fart, but I digress. Again, the ref calls were really bad in this game. Like, there was, a call where, how did it go again? Where, again, that pass interference call wasn't called when Juju was getting his arms held back. That was a bad call. There was a call where Devontae Smith made a hell of a catch, and he went out of bounds, and the ball bobbled out of bounds, and that was ruled incomplete. That was a bad call. I don't care if the ball bobbled out of bounds. As long as you went out of bounds and the ball's in your hand, that should still be a catch. If he bobbled it and if it wasn't bounds, that's an incomplete catch. I can certainly understand that. But if you go out of bounds, you catch the ball, you go out of bounds, and it slipped out of your hands, that should still be a catch because you caught the ball while it was in bounds. So that one kind of pissed me off. A.J. Brown had a hell of a catch at the beginning of the game. That was really damn good. Travis Kelce, kind of fired back with one as well. And then we get to the second half where Mahomes re-aggravated his ankle again, and everyone and their mother was willing to give him a lot of Tetradol or painkillers to heal that ankle. Because he got it messed up in Jacksonville. It got a little bit worse in Cincy. And then the Eagles didn't really go after the ankle that much, but then again, the defense was kind of holding them back. And I do want to say there was a really brutal hit by Snead at one point, but that was a really brutal hit. It looked like a freaking Mack truck ran over him. And then you also had a really big hit on Isaiah Pacheco that looked like they got the wind knocked out of him, but he was thankfully okay. The fourth quarter, especially the second half, that was some really good stuff. There was some really good back and forth action going on. I do feel bad for Devontae Smith because I felt like he got robbed of a couple good throws. Dallas Goedert, he was a freaking beast in this game. Like, he was catching balls like it was nothing. Like, it was like Matrix-like stuff. It was absolutely amazing. Now let's talk about the quote-unquote halftime show. This is one of the worst halftime shows in recent memory, and that's saying plenty. I don't hate Rihanna. I'm willing to bet she's a very nice lady. But god damn in heaven, this was terrible. Yes, she's pregnant. I don't care. That does not mean that your Super Bowl performance isn't dog shit. This was a terrible, terrible, terrible halftime performance. It was bad. You have these... someone made the perfect analogy of this. It looked like KKK members on a Mario Maker level. I cannot get that image out of my head. Everyone was dressed up in these weird onesies, and they were on these weird platforms. It looked like they were going to snap at any second. Not to mention, Rihanna kept rubbing her crotch or her ass crack every 5 seconds, which was very distracting. This was bad. This was really, really, really bad. This was bad. I would gladly watch the Janet Jackson incident with the nip slip with Justin Timberlake than ever watching this again. This was terrible. Absolutely terrible. And not to mention, the national anthem was atrocious. That was a terrible performance by Chris Stapleton. It sounded like he looked like Zakk Wylde, but he was sounding like Ozzy Osbourne or Sylvester Stallone, where you didn't know what the hell you were saying. He was like, he sounded like a dog that was trying to bark but can only growl. That was terrible. I do want to say though, I did like that Doug Williams was representing the Lombardi Trophy. That was good stuff. I really love Doug Williams. He was with the Buccaneers. That was during the whole Hugh Culverhouse era. That was an era. Put in layman's terms, was not good. Then when he got to Washington, let's say the best happened for him, and I'm glad he got a Super Bowl. He's a Hall of Famer, and good for him. I'm really glad that he's doing well. And it's just the celebrities were like Elon Musk was there, for God's sake. Much more needs to be said. Then when the refs came out at the beginning of the game, that crowd was booing big time because they knew something was going to go down. Again, this was a great game, but goddamn, these referees were terrible. And Roger Goodell has the balls to say, there's some of the best officiating I've ever seen. I know a lot of people like to talk out of their ass just to save $1, but Roger, you were one of the worst offenders of it. How the hell is this good officiating? You were going to have literal, hitmen after your teams because of your poor officiating. There was a call that, there was a fumble at one point that Nick Bolton ran back for a touchdown. That was good stuff. And it got Philly some light. And then there was also another one where it looked like it was a fumble, but it actually got called back because it was incomplete. Now, that was a correct call because the guy caught the ball, but he got hit and the ball went out of his hands. I can certainly see why people would think that's a fumble, but I also think it's an incomplete pass because he caught the ball, but he just got hit and the ball dropped. So you can say it's a fumble. I kind of thought it was an incomplete pass. I kind of thought that was the right call. And also the Super Bowl doink where Bucker frickin' dinged it off the upright. That was kind of funny. This Super Bowl, again, this was a damn good. I would highly recommend you guys to go out of your way to watch a Super Bowl. But goddamn, that ending was bad. Because it was bad. Again, poor officiating, very, very, very bad penalties. That defensive pass interference call at the end was atrocious. It was abominable. I'm not a Philly fan myself, and I was pissed that happened. Because it's like, you have a game at this crucial point, and it ends like that? That is so underwhelming. And it ends with a field goal. And they squib kick it. And they go for a Hail Mary. Hurts throws it like 30 freaking yards. And it's like near the middle of the field. That wasn't even close to a Hail Mary. So yeah. I'm willing to bet all of Philadelphia is going to be assassinating everyone they see in sight because it's Philly. And congratulations, Chiefs! You won your second ever Super Bowl. You won your third ever Super Bowl. Your sucker one with Mahomes. Again, I'm glad that Reed got in our ring, but I don't think it was worth it. Like, I don't blame Kansas City. I blame the refs. And if you were if you had a sense of purpose and came to your senses, blame the refs, not the teams. That's all I need to say. So that was my review of Super Bowl 57. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. What do you guys think about the Super Bowl? Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment, tap that big red subscribe button, and tap that little bell for more notifications for when I upload. Thank you guys for watching this video. Join the herd. I'll talk to you guys next video. Peace out.